Hello, my name is Sam. Today we are going to shape the tips of the bowl and make it beautiful. The first thing we want to do is stop talking like this and measure about 3/8 of an inch. That's what I'm going to do. Now you can do this with a hacksaw or you can do it with a bandsaw. I'm going to use a hacksaw because that way I don't have to move the camera over there to the bandsaw. Not to mention the fact that the bandsaw makes a whole lot of noise. The next step is to do a little shaping with the belt sander, so I have to do less with hand tools later. First I want to make this a little bit more chippy. So far? Let's do it right here. You must accept my apologies, my camera ran out of batteries. But anyway, here's what it looks like so far. There you go, I did that all with the belt sander. Up here and stuff, rounded it out right there. Now I'm going to get this to blend into the back a little bit. Now you have to be very careful to do this because you don't want to get into the limb. So keep an eye on it. Matter of fact, I just close one eye and look at it really carefully. And I don't put any pressure on there, or barely put any pressure on there. Get that blended in just a smidgen. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to do this with hand tools the rest of the way. Alright, that's good enough. There's what the back of it looks like. So now I'm going to move over here and do this with hand tools. Now I'm going to shape the back. I'm going to blend this more into the back here, and I'm using a rat tail file to do this. And first thing I do is come up here like this. Well, actually, before you do that even, I use a 4-way rasp, and I use the rasp part of the rounded side, and I sort of round out both sides. See how one side is a little bit rounded right there and the other's not? That's what I use that for. And I notice I'm only stroking in one direction. I don't drag it back in that direction. I only stroke in that direction. That way, I don't make it too dull. Get that nice and round, and then I use the flat part on the top side up here. Just get it nice and around. Nice and around is the way we like it. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to use the rat tail file and do these in right here where sometimes it helps if you got a lot of glue on there. Hold it with both hands like that. And just be very careful. The idea is to make it look beautiful. Make it blend in really nicely. It's a little bit hard because I'm not left-handed, it's hard for me to do it on this side. So I'll just come over here and do it like so. Hold it like that. Now don't put a whole lot of pressure on there. Yes, it does take a little patience. There we are. It's coming around. Starting to look beautiful. Okay, let's see how it's all rounded and blended in right here. Now I'm going to deepen these knocks a little bit and get all that crud out of there from the tillering string. All with the rat tail file. Okay, now I'm going to use the flat part of the rasp here, and I'm going to start rasping away on the inside of the knock here. Do the top of it too. Probably be easier if I had a vise or something to hold it with while I did this. Don't use too much pressure. If you feel like it is not going to go through without you going and smashing through your finger or something, just lighten up a little bit. Just, you know, just do it light. Okay, now once that's all nice and shapely, now turn it over like this. Make sure this is all rounded out. Take out the imperfections from the belt sander. Make it all nice and round. And then I take the file part, flat side, and I get it even more smooth. Take out all those little sharp edges that you see. And all the little hairs. Get that tip. I don't use a rasp on the tippity tip. I just use the file and just get it nice and round. Round is the sound. And there we have it. It's shaped. Now all I have to do after this is just sand it. Now when I sand those knocks, I wrap a piece of sandpaper around the file and use the sandpaper like that. With the sandpaper wrapped around the file. I'm sure you see, like that. Sand it like that. And that's pretty much it. That's how I shape the tip. Now I'm going to show you how to shape the handle. Okay, this next part is to cut out the window. And this is the top limb up here. And so I'll find the center line, which is about right there. And I don't want to go all the way to the center line. So I come just a little bit, well, first of all, here's the center line right here, the center of the length of the bow. And I measure about 1.25 inches up. Make a mark about right there. It's easier if you don't have a little splotch of glue, of course. And I come over just a little bit. I don't measure it or anything. I just sort of eyeball it. Make a mark about right there. So now I got a little L-shaped doohickey right there, and that's how I'm going to cut my window. I'm going to cut it starting from about right here. I don't want to go too far into the fade, because if you start cutting wood off of where the bow starts bending, it could break or at least throw off the tiller. So I want to start about right there and cut in like that. And I just eyeball it. I don't do a whole lot of measuring. Some people just draw the whole thing out. Not Sammy. Okay, I'm going to make 2 cuts with the bandsaw. The first cut is this way, and the second cut is this way. So let's go. Well, you know what? First we ought to plug it in.